Welcome to Real Thoughts with Bob Benham. I am your host, Bob Benham, and hey, time for a new episode. And welcome to my new episode. I appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in and listening, however you're doing it. Lots going on with the immigration thing and getting the illegals rounded up and deported out of the country. Um, Holy cow. Uh, these people are out of control. And the funny part is, um, we knew it was going to happen. This is nothing that is a real big surprise because um, this is the Democrat playbook. This is how they did it with the George Floyd situation. This is how they did it with uh, Rodney King way back in 1993. This is just the Democratic playbook. Um, you're going to get anytime something goes on that they don't like, they're going to riot. They're going to destroy property. They're going to hurt people. They're going to kill people. It's just the way they do things. They are violent. They are evil. They will do nasty things, period. Look at what they did to poor Reginald Denny back in '93 with the Rodney King riots. When it first started, they pulled that poor truck, Reginald Denny, out of that truck and beat him to within an inch of his life, dropping concrete blocks onto his head, everything else. Unbelievable. And even now, they had this is the point now where they have organizations that are backing these rioters that they have like the George Soros Foundation and all these places that are supposed to be charitable organizations, and instead they're placing uh, pallets of concrete block and bricks within feet of where these riots are going to take place because they know, hey, this is the federal building that they're going to be taking these arrestees out of, and so they wait until the vehicles depart, and they know that they're going to have they have they're going to be coming out of there, so they put these pallets of blocks and bricks around the corner from these buildings, and they have people standing there waiting, and they take these bricks and whatever, and they throw them at the vehicles as they go by, or whatever. I mean, this is a coordinated effort. This is not something that is spontaneous in any way, shape, or form. And then just, they stand there with their Mexican flags. Okay. These are supposed to be American citizens and they're holding Mexican flags. They're not American citizens. They have absolutely no loyalty or no kind of um, uh, affirmation to the United States of America. They could care less about the United States of America. They're not assimilated to this country. They could care less. This is not their home. They want to bring the crap that they had back in Mexico here. They don't care about the United States. This is not what they want. They want to bring their garbage here. And we don't want that crap here. We want to live how we founded this nation. And I'm telling you, people, this has got to stop. We got to get these idiots out of here. I am for deporting every illegal alien and illegal immigrant out. Get every single one out. I don't care what it takes, but get them all out. because this is ridiculous in what's going on. They have no business being here. None. And then I read about one of the representatives saying that they have their rights and stuff like that. No, they don't. They don't have the same rights we do. They're not here legally. They're not a citizen. We are citizens. Americans are citizens of this nation. We have the rights. The Constitution does apply to us, but it does not to the illegals because they're not citizens. They haven't sworn an oath to this nation. And it's just, it makes me so mad how they just, the liberals will do anything to defend murderers, rapists, robbers. I mean, even people that are citizens of this country that are in jail, the liberals will defend them like no other that you can conceive of. It's crazy, and I don't understand that. I don't understand that. Oh, we have to treat them. They're humans. They have to be treated like we got to make sure that they're treated well and all that. And no, they're not. They're not human. They killed somebody. These people have done gruesome acts to another individual. They made somebody suffer in an inhumane way. How do you treat them humanely? How can you? Think about that for a minute. I just don't get this. I don't understand it. I'm all for treating somebody humanely that's a human. But these people are not. Because they don't care about you. They don't care about anything about you. They will hurt you in a second. Really? A second. And not even think about it. I just don't understand. I don't understand it. It's like, oh my goodness. You had that idiot Greta Thunberg. Oh my gosh, what a moron she is. Oh, the stupidity from her. And this poor this poor girl, I believe, has been brainwashed by her parents. Her parents have just totally messed that girl up. I mean, from she was 12, 13 years old, running her mouth with this message, and her parents were standing right there, encouraging it and everything else. There's no doubt that poor girl was brainwashed, and her parents should be charged with a crime for doing that. But she was on this, whatever it was, boat going to supposedly for some kind of aid mission to Gaza. And the Israelis stopped her and said, "No, you're not going to." And then they said, "If you want to come on board or come ashore, you're going to have to watch this video on October 7th, the attack, and watch what happened." And she refused. Oh, I wonder why. Huh. She refused to watch the video of the October 7th attack and what Hamas did to the Israelis. Maybe it's against her. Well, we know it's against everything she stands for. And, that's the truth. And she's not for the truth. So, hey, I can't watch that because it's the truth. I don't want to see the truth. I'm for spreading the lies. So I'm going to stay here with my little garbage crap wearing and get put on a plane and sent back home. Stupid and ignorant. Plain ignorant. These people, what else can you say about it other than that? And then they spread these lies and they give, I just don't understand how they can give her the time of day. How do you give somebody like her the time of day when she's just spreading lies? It's climate change garbage that she's running her mouth and our world is dying, the oceans are rising and everything else. I've heard so many times over my lifetime that we were going to die and we were going to have ice ages and blah, 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 blah. And we were going to be dead within 8 years, 10 years, whatever. I've heard that. Oh gosh. I can't tell you how many times, the number of times that the temperature was going to rise by so much and we weren't going to be here. There's going to be so much carbon dioxide. We were going to kill ourselves. And, oh God, what else did we hear? Just the craziest of stuff, Guaranteed that it was all going to happen. Al Gore, stuff he tried to spread. All these climate alarmist idiots. And guess what? None of it happened. Not even close. None. Zero. None of it happened. All lies. And all of this climate stuff, change stuff, lies. All of it. It's there to scare you. Period. That's all liberals do. They're there to scare you. They don't have anything real to talk about. Nothing. No solutions to any problem. They just want to scare you and then create problems and create chaos. Look at what they're doing in LA. And now they're spreading it to other cities, New York, Philadelphia. That's all they do. That's all they do. In fact, I told so many of my friends and family about this back, way before the presidential election took place. I told him, I said, if a Republican gets in there, I said, I guarantee you, all the rioting and everything that happened when President Trump was in office before will all happen again. I said it's been quiet the last 4 years with Biden in office because they're not doing anything because they got nothing. So they're not doing anything other than trying to appease all these weirdos. Which, I mean, you look at what they did, and that's what they were doing. I mean, oh my gosh, these transgender garbage crap people in play positions of power. I mean, what the hell was that about? I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, yeah, when I was younger, we had people dressing, guys dressed up in girls' clothes, dresses, and stuff like that, and did their thing or whatever. We just called them. What do we call them? God, transsexuals or not or cross dressers or something, like that. And they did their thing. We didn't care. Then they had to take it a step further and keep going, and then this pride stuff started. Oh my god! And then you had the weirdos walking down the street in uh, their pride parades, and they really started their wild stuff with the wearing baby diapers or whatever, and rabbit ears and acting out. And you want to talk about nuts? Oh my god! Go watch a pride parade. Oh Lord, have mercy. And it's all it is a way of shoving their crap down your throat. That's all it is. And then and and we're just supposed to just go, "Oh, okay. That's fine." Uh-huh. Yeah. That's fine. I didn't care if you were gay. I didn't care if you were black. I didn't care if you were Hispanic. I didn't care that you were Native American. Now that you're shoving it all down my throat, saying, "Oh, you have to pay me reparations. Um, you have to do this for me because I'm gay. You have to do that." No, I don't. I don't have to do anything for you. You live your life. You were living your life just fine before. I don't owe you a thing. Reparations for what? Because your supposed ancestors were slaves? I got news for you. That was taken care of back in the 1800s, 1861 to 1865, with the war between the states. 600,000 plus lives were lost to end slavery. I think that reparations were paid in full with those lives that were lost to end it. debt paid in full. Go screw yourself with your reparations. I don't think we owe you a damn thing. In fact, I know we don't owe you a damn thing, especially with 600,000 lives plus lost. This is what I'm talking about, people. When you with all this craziness that's going on, it is just insane. Talk about, I mean, plain outright insanity. And the left has gone that far. They are mentally insane. They have gone that far. I mean, you look at the senator from Pennsylvania, Fetterman. I mean, he's so centrist it ain't even funny, and he carries the Democrat label, and they have completely disowned him because he's not afraid to speak out against their far left ideology. He calls them out on it, says, "Hey, knock this crap off," and they're ostracizing him like he's a Republican or, oh, you're a conservative. He's not. He just doesn't agree with all the garbage you guys are doing. And he's calling you out on it because you're way too far to the left. Way too far. And you don't get it. Sad. Sad. I mean, it is crazy what they are talking about and how these idiots, the Democrats and the media spin these riots and the attacks on the federal officers out in California and how they spin these riots. They're all, well, it's just mostly peaceful protests. Peaceful? They're throwing rocks at federal agents driving by in their vehicles, smashing the windows of their cruisers, potentially hitting them if it goes through a window, maybe possibly killing them because these rocks are not small. Setting vehicles on fire. Oh, they're happy to watch. They're just people that are happy watching vehicles burn. That's what one reporter said from ABC 7 out in Los Angeles. How stupid can you be? Oh my goodness. This is just the insanity. The absolute insanity. I mean, where do these people come from? Oh, I mean, how do you how can you just How do you spin stuff like that? I mean, it is. I mean, to try to take and spin a riot, and I would actually call it. I mean, and there's a lot of people that are starting to do this, and I'm actually starting to agree with it. It's actually turning into an insurrection and stuff because they're these people are waving the Mexican flag while they're doing it, and we've been invaded by all these illegals, and a lot of them, the majority of them, came from Mexico. And I can't. Everybody else would say, "Oh no, it's not an invasion," blah blah blah, and I kept calling it an invasion, and it was. It clearly is and was an invasion. You don't let that many people across a border and not call it an invasion. If you had 10,000 troops from a foreign nation standing and just let them across the border, armed troops, unarmed troops, whatever, and just let them cross the border, that's an invasion. You're not going to let them cross the border. There were 10,000 Chinese troops standing at the border, southern border, and just you coming across. That's an invasion. You don't let them cross. Well, we had 20 million illegal immigrants cross that border in 4 years. 20 million. You can't let that happen, people. And we did. And sadly, the Constitution allows us as a people to form militias. And we should have done it and gone down to that border and stopped it. Because our government clearly couldn't handle it and wasn't going to handle it. And honestly, I know there were people, a few militia groups that went down there to try to do that, and the government stopped them. And I don't think the government had the right to do that. That was in violation of the Constitution. Because they were not doing, the government wasn't doing their job. They weren't doing what they were sworn to do. But the militia was there to do what what they had to do, what they felt they needed to do. Think about that one. It's crazy. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just speaking off the top of my head. It just doesn't make sense. Because we have people waving a foreign flag and doing this in our nation, within our borders, and we're allowing it to happen. It shouldn't be happening. And I applaud President Trump and Defense Secretary Hegseth for sending the National Guard and the Marines in there to stop this. Because this is not U.S. citizens doing this. It is not. You have to stop this. Because if you don't, it's going to get worse. A whole lot worse. You know, you got the governor of California now suing President Trump over deploying the National Guard to stop that riot. Unbelievable. This is just the most idiotic crap. This is what I just don't get these Democrats. I don't get them. How do you sue how do you sue for ending a chaotic scene, to end chaos? When somebody's trying to end chaos and you're going to sue, you're basically suing to allow the chaos to happen. It doesn't make sense. But then again, like I said, it just like I said before. The Democrats are for this stuff. They're for anything that is evil. They're for the murderers. They're for the rapists. They're for the robbers, the burglars, any criminals. They're for chaos. They want to destroy this country. They yell democracy. That's the last thing they want. because they want perpetual power. And what is that? That's fascism. That's a dictatorship. That's not democracy. That's why the founding fathers founded this country as a constitutional republic. We are founded based on the rule of law. We were not founded as a democracy. Yes, we vote for people as elected representatives. The representatives are supposed to represent us. Based on what we want. Now, do they do that now? No. No, they don't. Once they get into office, they do what they want. They get paid for by the lobbyists, and they don't give a rat's patootie about what we want, what we need, or anything. They just don't. That's why they're all $174,000 a year and they're all millionaires. Why? How? Because they've all been bought off. And they're all getting insider trading secrets so they can buy their stocks and bonds and whatever in their wicked ways, while the rest of us are sitting here trying to figure out how to do it in the legal way. The corruption is beyond anything that any of us could ever have imagined. And we need to start afresh. Don't know how that's going to happen, if it can happen. I don't know. But that's what we need. The only thing scares me about that is this new AI crap going on. It's another big foobar. Because I remember, oh gosh, back when I was in the Navy, when we were just starting to get computers, one guy that I worked with, he was very good about computer programming and stuff like that. And we were trying to set up a program to keep track of classified material. So we knew exactly where it would be and who had what and everything, and we could locate it and stuff. And he told me something then, and it has stuck with me ever since. And I'm sure it was said many, many years before that, but I didn't know it until then because I was never exposed to computers until I was in the Navy. And yeah, it was, I mean, this was kind of late in the going because this was in 1986 that we first started getting computers. And he told me, he said, Bob, he said, the thing about computers that you need to remember, he said, whatever you do, you got to remember the computer is only going to do what you put into it. So if you put garbage into it, it's going to give you garbage back. Garbage in, garbage out. So if you don't program it correctly, it's not going to give you the correct information back. And that's what scares me about this AI garbage. I am very, very, very just I'm actually beyond scared about this AI garbage because it's already doing what I knew it was going to do, which is preventing itself from being shut down. And I'm here to tell you that's not a good thing. Um, I distinctly remember the movie Terminator, which is AI. Um, and how it took over the world. Hello. What do you think is happening? And what's bad is it's garbage in, literally, because you got people that are recently out of college that's putting this stuff together. And what's going on with our colleges in today's world? It's all garbage coming out of these colleges and universities. They're all liberal. They're all brainwashing these young people. So, what's going into these computers for AI? It's not good. And I fear, I literally fear what this stuff is going to do and how it's going to do it. It's just not going to be a good situation. I can't say specifically because I just don't know. I'm not into computers to be able to say exactly and specifically what's going to happen. I just know that with AI and the way, I mean, you look at what this, like Alexa and Siri and all this stuff that's already there. You got, I mean, Google, all of it. And then the way they're already, um, you ask it a question and it'll give you answers. And a lot of times it's not the right answer, um, or it will be a slanted left answer uh, because of the way it's been programmed. Garbage in, garbage out. Um, and then, of course, you got the algorithms of these computers, which, again, garbage in, garbage out. Um, it is turning into just a big mess. A big mess. It won't be long before AI is doing banking stuff, which it could shut you out of your bank account. And I know that's going to be a big thing because, well, look what they're doing already. They're trying to make everything cashless. Not good. Not good. Um, they do that. We're screwed for sure. I mean, literally screwed for sure. Um, it, because they could easily lock you out. I already had that experience happen back, oh gosh, well, 2014. I had to file bankruptcy for medical expenses. And the day that the bankruptcy was filed, it was the Friday of Memorial Day weekend. And my late wife and I, we had $10 in cash in our pocket, but our pension checks had been deposited into our bank account and we needed to go grocery shopping. So we thought, "Oh, okay, we'll just go grocery shopping and we'll use our debit card." And we got declined. And we were like, what the heck? There's money in our account. What's going on? And so we couldn't buy groceries. And I ended up calling the bank and they said, your bank account's frozen. You filed bankruptcy. We have to hold the funds for your debtors and creditors. And we're like, what the hell? That's our money. And they're like, nope. We have to look out for your creditors. I'm going, that's not right. Well, of course, it's Memorial Day weekend. It's Friday. So now I got to figure out what I'm going to do for the next 3 days to eat with $10. Needless to say, that weekend did not go well. So, it can be done and it can be done very easily without your knowledge. And it is coming with this AI stuff. And it just makes it worse because, I mean, there's just so much stuff that can go on behind the scenes that you don't know about and you don't know the reasons for. And next thing you know, you're locked out of this, locked out of that. You don't know why. And what are you going to do? You're at the mercy of the AI, the computers and stuff, and then you got people that you try to call and they're going, "We don't know why. We don't know, we can't figure it out. We just know that the computer said that it had to be done, so it was done." That's what we're getting ready to have happen. And it's not it's not going to be a good thing. I mean, I just got a call the other day from a company that said, "Hey, you owe 400 and something dollars," and I'm like, "What? I don't know that. The last bill I got was for $70," and I was disputing that because it was for something that I said not to do. It's in the chart not to have done, but they charged me for it. And that's supposed to be reversed. How is it that now it's 400 and something dollars? Oh, well, we can't explain it. Boy, yeah, okay. And this is for something that's over a year ago? Y- yeah. Garbage in, garbage out. I'm telling you, what we have coming down the pike is not good. We are going backward. We are not going forward. All that we have right now, yes, it's fine. It's convenient, but it's coming to an end because we're going to, this is just, we're losing it because we're allowing stuff to happen that's going to end up hurting us because we think we're smarter than it. And we're allowing things to happen that shouldn't happen because we think we're smarter than it. It's just like Mother Nature. We're doing things out with Mother Nature by, I mean, altering our food, altering plants, altering to grow faster and stuff like that to be able to feed us. I mean, we're doing so much stuff that we don't know how it's going to affect us, and we're doing it because oh well, we have to do it so that way we can have the food faster, have it grow faster, um, make it so it's more healthy, blah 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 blah, and you have no idea how it's going to affect us. None. You're messing with Mother Nature. Mother Nature has made it that way because she knows what's good for us. Humans don't know what's good for us. You can't mess with Mother Nature. She's going to make us pay one way or another. AI can't tell you what's going to be better for us. Garbage in, garbage out. We are only hurting ourselves. We've been doing it now for quite a while, and we just keep doing it. I just don't understand it, people. I don't understand it. I've been trying to, and every time, I mean, all I do is every day I look at things, and it just seems to be worse and worse and worse, and it makes no sense. Especially with, I mean, it's just all the stuff AI. You got the illegal immigrants. You've got um, our food and every. You look at TV and every just about every commercial's medicine or some kind of supplement or some kind of garbage like that. Wow. I remember it used to be toys and cars and whatever. I mean, regular type of advertising, trying to advertise stuff for sale. It's not that way anymore. What happened to our world? And why has it gotten to the point that we have to advertise deadly chemicals to put into our bodies? We're killing ourselves off. We're going to be just a little tiny little blip in Earth's history the way we're going. I don't know, but that's what's happening. And with that, thank you for checking in. Thank you for listening and watching, and however you took this in for this wonderful episode. I really appreciate you checking in. I noticed we're getting, or I'm getting, more views and more engagement, and I really do appreciate it. Oh, I can't thank you enough. It does mean a lot to me. Um, it's making me think more. It's making me. It really does. I just really do appreciate everybody checking in. Um, it does mean a lot. I can't say enough about that. So with that, please be safe out there. Watch your backs. Um, watch your surroundings. Be aware of your surroundings and be vigilant. And take care of yourselves. And with that, God bless the United States of America. You've been listening to Real Thoughts with Bob Benham. I am Bob Benham. Thanks again. And with that, take care, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.